we're recording. Again, my name is Dorian Saunders. I'm from the Midwest here in the United States. Guys, I wanted to thank you for being here. First of all, I know a lot of you have been through a lot of different things, and I'd say failures. We're a group of people that we've been in organizations where we put some money in, some cases our last bit of money, and you can say, so to speak, we've been let down. So we're kind of like the angry crowd, so to speak. And for that, I think we all have one common interest there, where we come from the same beginnings, which led us into Daoversal. And while I can say it's really good that Daoversal has started 2.0, I could say that it doesn't mean our problems are solved. You guys must understand that Daoversal 1.0 failed, like many other projects we've been into. So we've got to recognize that it failed, and we got to recognize why it failed. If we don't recognize why it failed, and that if we don't even know that it failed, then you really cannot move forward. It's because all you're going to do is make the same mistake. And unfortunately, we came from Hyperverse or Hyperfund, Hyperverse, Hypernation. We are Satoshi, Daoversal 1, and now Daoversal 2. So, guys, like, think about it. That's fail, 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 fail. And when you look at the common theme, as I was telling the people in the beginning, the common theme is you don't have control of the ship. All of us are okay with failure. But what we're not okay with is failing without being able to save ourselves. That's just not a good feeling, right? We can, like, I wrestle. I'm a wrestler, and my family is a wrestler. We like to fight, and we lose. We get beat up sometimes, but we look ourselves in the mirror, and we're okay with that. We know what we got to do to fix to have a chance to win next time. So in this case, guys, the fight is now bringing control to you, where you have control of the ship or control of the car or the direction, however you want to call it, but you have control. Not only do we want you to have control, we want you to have ownership of it. So we want you to have ownership of the car or the boat or a piece of it. Long are gone are the days where we just blindly trust things. That is over. Why is it over? For the same reasons I just told you before. Trust is just not there anymore. We'd be dumb to blindly trust things, which is why you need ownership, control, and real ownership. And that doesn't happen without us being unified and having a vision and going forward. And the true vision, guys, is the Web3 ecosystem is a $15 trillion movement. The Web 2 phase was an eight, was it an it was a $5 or $8 trillion movement. Web 1 was about a trillion. So if you look at those numbers, we are in the way of a vast movement where the shift in buying power is shifting from the brick and mortar stores into La La Land digital space. It's shifting from having a wallet that you hold in your hand to get to walking into a digital mall and grabbing what you want in the mall and then going home and then taking your goggles off and some drone is dropping it at your door. And you don't need a wallet. Your avatar in the digital space, it has value connected to a smart contract that's paying for something. Now, I can't explain all the details of how that happened. That's going to be up for the people that are smarter than me. But that's where we are. And the true reason why I put a substantial amount of investment into this was because of that movement. I wanted to get in the way of the flow of where we're eventually going to be. Daoversal has a chance. But for Daoversal to have the chance, you all have to understand, even though our community comes from failure to failure to failure, I have to say, you guys are winning. And you guys might think of winning differently than me. For me, winning is not quitting. I'll repeat it. Winning is just not quitting. All winners have lost. There's not a winner out there that doesn't get punched in the mouth, kicked in the butt, whatever. We've all lost over and over and over and over. That's why when I talk to you, I almost want to cry because we have been in the slop together. And here's this. A lot of the people that were in the slop with us, they just they're not in the fight no more. You guys are on this call. You may be extremely pissed off, angry, ready to punch everything. Great. That is awesome. That is normal. We need it. I have it. I want to kill too. I want to scream, and I do scream. I haven't slept. I slept an hour yesterday. I haven't slept really at all because I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm fighting. Do I have the answers? Like you, I absolutely do not have the answers. If you think this small black guy with a cap has the answers, you would be surely mistaken. What I have is a vision of where we're headed. And a lot of times, when you have a vision of where you're headed, you need the circle of influence of your friends around you that help get you through the slop and into the promised land. And that's you. So you may think, well, what do I have to offer? Everything. Because I just told you where we're headed. None of us have been there before, and it's all brains on deck. I got an example. Coach and I had I was doing a meeting, and Coach completely disagreed with me, like completely. We might have even argued on the call, but he was right. Neither of us was wrong. We were both headed the same direction. He was just trying to interject what I was missing, and I was trying to interject what he was missing. And it wasn't about being rude, disrespectful, none of that. It was about sharpening the freaking sword so we can fight through the BS. I don't have the answers. So if you can recognize that I don't have the answers, you probably do. And that's what we're harnessing here. The other thing that's critical, you guys got to write this down, is our pig is ugly. It's nasty, it's fat, it stinks right now. We got to dress that pig up. We got to put lipstick on that pig. We got to put some clean clothes on that pig, even though we know that pig stinks. We know that pig stinks. We know where we are stinks. How do we know it stinks? Our bank accounts stink. So we got to dress that pig up. We got to put a smile on that pig. And I got to get in front of those VC capitalists and say, guys, our community is together. But after that, we can go kill each other. But dude, when I'm in front of those venture capitalists, I cannot stand in front of them and say, guys, we just want our money back. That doesn't work. You need to write it down. So I want my money too. I want it too. They got it. I do not. I have to offer something. The world doesn't work for free. And some of you are going to say, Dorian, and I got to solve this so you can quit now or go forward now. This is me ripping the band-aid off so you can make a decision. So I know when the darts are coming for me, who's going to pick my black butt up when some of them hit me in the heart. I can't do it alone. You got to make a decision. And when you make the decision, arrows could hit you. Just like I had to make them. When we're standing in front of the venture capitalists, the goal is to get their money. That's our goal. We already gave them our money. How do I get their money? By selling unity and action. If you guys that are with us and you're ready to fight and you don't click a darn button and pick a upline, we lose. We may start the project, but it's over. It's over by January. I'm being honest. But if you click the button, pick your upline, I don't care who you pick. Hey, Dorian, who you pick? I don't care. Pick somebody active. That's what I'll tell you. Pick somebody active, pick someone connected to me. Why do I say that? Because if they're connected to me, they're in the fight with me. Like, I don't care who it is, but people that are not productive and not active, you know who you are. I love you, but in a free market system, we're only going to win by the people that are in the fight. So that's a hard truth, but it's reality. And I don't want to gaslight you. You've been gaslit by Hyperverse, Hypernation. We are Satoshi. We are tired of gaslighting. We need the fighters. Okay? So when you pick your upline, pick the one that's fighting. It's easy to see. You think I have to guess? If people ask me all the time, who do I pick? It's easy. They're there. You could see them. They're there. They're in the front. They're getting their ass kicked. Pick them and get your team sorted out. Get in your team. Earn the right for them to pick you. Earn it. How do you earn it? You know what to do. I'm not your dad. You know what to do. So we've got to pick our base now. The longer we wait to do that, the VC capitalists are looking at us, take forever to do it. And they're going, Dorian, you're asking us for 30 million, 10 million, 5 million, 2 million, $1, 2 cents. I don't care if they give me 2 pennies, I'll think that's a win, but I want something. They're going to give me something, give us something based on what this group does. Not just this group, but overall. And some of you are going, Dorian, whose money is that? Your money. Where does that money go? Where we say it go. I told you in the beginning, it's control and ownership. Right now, I don't have nothing, which means they're saying I'm going to have the control. They're saying we're going to have, but I don't have it yet. They're looking at our pig. So brush off your fear. I had to do mine. Brush it off. Brush your shoulders off. Scream. Ah! Scream. Get it out. And those of you that are with me, pick your upline. Pick your upline. And I don't know how to do that because my brain don't worry about that. That's up for General Kev and all these other people smarter than me. They will show you how to do that in a minute. And so what I'm going to do is pass it on to General Kev and mute myself and Miss Deborah and Coach, and they will break down whatever I just said.
Mr. Dorian Saunders, thank you very much indeed for that introduction. I couldn't have said it better myself, sir. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Daoversal 2. This is the reality of Daoversal 2. Dorian, you said it. This is reality. This is what we're looking at, guys. Okay? Let me tell you a bit about myself. Some people know me, some people don't. But those that know me know that I'm a fighter. I'm not going anywhere. Why aren't I going nowhere? This is about the people that have stood forward at the time when we need them. Okay, as a community. We've been in it since Hyperfund, Hyperverse, Hypernation. Like Dorian said, we've seen world wars within this ecospace. Okay, and there's a very few of those warriors that have stood forward in order to take this and fix it. And when I say fix it, I don't say that lightly. Fixing the problem that we've been through time and time again means we have to do something very different than what has been over and over and over again. We are fed up with it, guys. Quit? Believe me, each and every one of us leaders have wanted to quit many times over the last 6 to 8 months that we've been trying to fix this problem. And by God, guys, it's been a nightmare. Why am I still doing it? Because each one of those leaders that are there that today are still there at my side, taking this forward because they're not quitters. Dorian hit the nail on the head. That's what it's about. It's about not quitting. Okay? We're there to fight for us. We're there to fight for you. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But it does take change. People don't like change. But if we don't change, do we go through the same old crap again? Over and over again? We're not willing to do that, guys. And this is the point of change. If you want things to work, all we're asking is say, just sit back and look and learn and be with us. That's all we're saying. We have been through hell. And I don't say that lightly. My living accommodation has been dire. Dorian knows the inside story about that, nobody else. It's been dire, but I never quit this because this is what's going to change that. So when I get messages in my inbox saying how bad things are, believe me, guys, I know exactly how bad things are. That's why I'm stood on the front line with these leaders, side by side. All we're asking is if you want to win, win with us. We'll help all we can. I haven't got a lot more to say about it because Dorian has said it. Deborah's going to say her piece, and I think what I'll do is after Sergeant Deborah said her piece, I'll go through showing people how to bind their accounts. But I'll pass it over to Sergeant Major Deborah. Sorry, I will correct myself there. Sergeant Major Deborah, are you there?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay, over to you.
All right. Good evening to the community. We're welcoming you tonight on this meeting, which was arranged for Africa. Okay, as General Kev said, Dorian has covered, the specifics as an on point. Primarily, meaning the 1.0 did not work out as planned. That we know for now. And then we need to move on an angle of what we have been wishing for, a solution, which is now 2.0. And if 2.0 is given to us, it's not a silver platter as yet, because all of us have to be featured. And all of us have an accountability, a responsibility. We need to be projecting ourselves inside 2.0. And Neo has decided to start things in a brand new page because we can see the structures have been reset to zero. So that is the foundation that we need to balance out. It's very, very important to balance that foundation. I would say personally, the way I'm understanding it now, when it was mentioned in our leaders group, the reset to zero, we didn't understand it at that time. We had many questions about it. When I'm actually seeing it on the system, it had to be done that way. People never actually saw money on the previous system the way it was designed to be. Half of the people were not there, or majority of the people were not there. Many were not even active members. Now we have the privilege to redesign the vision together with Daoversal. not them actually doing everything for us. We have to be part of the construction. We have to measure with tools as well so that they have a smoother foundation on 2.0. So the bigger angle is on that structure. We have to reset it from scratch. For Africa region in specific, we do know that Africa was primarily a structure of somebody in the previous project, as in the Africa, the region. And even on that person's account, it's now set to 0, which means the network of the region has to be started from scratch. We need to particularly understand a network for a region must have a top leader. Then featuring the leaders. The leaders are assisting their communities. Now, in this sense, people already know their downlines, mostly their structure that they are carrying. All they need to do now is to bind all over again, but structurize it in a sense of the first 2 levels of what NEO will be paying for generative rewards. But we will not finish this on a Zoom. We will assist people gradually to fully understand it, but I'm just highlighting it. The reason for us to structurize it according to the foundation that will work for everyone. And everyone will be taught how to see money in the system. And everyone will benefit. Everyone will understand the token much better in the angle that they are projecting. And we are going to benefit as well in the sense of business. There's a huge difference. Some people were looking at Daoversal, but looking at TFA. But this time, we are given an opportunity where we could be business partners to Daoversal, not just a TFA community. There's quite a lot to understand, but we are moving in the direction. And the change is actually right on point, perfect timing. If you look at the crypto space, if you look at the Bitcoin, we're going in an angle of the innovative revolution in crypto as well. So that is what we are assisting the community with. And we cannot finish everything on this call. It's just the highlights that are very important and crucial at this stage. But the structures, we are going to assist the communities. Okay. So if a person has a team, there's nothing stopping a sponsor, a leader, an upline to sort out their members, because they know who those members are. So they don't have to wait. They give their invite code. However, if they want to rebind with somebody else, then they can look for a person to bind. But everybody has to fall under a network that has a top leader. All right, so I will pass it back to General Care.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for that, Deborah. What I want to try and do now is share my other screen, so bear with us. I want to... Okay, Deborah, can you see my Daoversal back office?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, guys. Okay then, guys. Deborah's gone through the importance of connecting with a upline. And what I will say regarding that, let me just come back in just a second. What I will say regarding that is it is absolutely vital that the upline that you choose is somebody that you believe can guide you and assist you in the mission forward, put it that way. Okay. This is what I was talking about of times of change. This isn't about leaders grabbing anybody and everybody when they can, how they can, in order to build thousands and thousands of downline. This is about trust. I told you it's about change. We don't go to people, people come to us. People come to the people that they believe can help them move forward. The great thing about this, guys, is you can be one of those people too with your downline. If you show people how to do things, come to these meetings. This is what they're for. This is what the change is that we're trying to put across to you guys. Okay, so let me go back into sharing that screen to show you how it's done. Sorry, Deborah, are we back on there? We should be.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, guys, now what I'm going to do here is just show you how easy it is to bind to your upline. Okay, now just please bear with me because this account has already been bound, but I will go through the stages with you. Step one, you need to get your upline's invite code. Okay, not their user ID, not their UID, their invite code. Okay, once you've got their invite code, it's as simple as this, guys. Log into your Daoversal back office, go to your username in the top right hand corner there, and click on invite. Now, here for you, you will have another green button here that says bind now. All you need to do is click that button and copy and paste that code into that entry field there and click bind now. It really is as simple as that, guys. I'm sorry I can't show you because I haven't got an account here that I can demonstrate with you. I have got a YouTube video tutorial that I can share with you when Buddykins comes back. When Sarah comes back to a station, I'll get her to share it in the chat box if you like. And that's a full tutorial on how to bind, but you'll have a green bind now button there. And all you need to do is click that and enter your upline's invite code. Click bind now and that's it, over. How you check that has worked, all you need to do is go back to your username up there, click on your account settings and check my upline. And clearly that one's Sarah's, that's Buddykins, because this is her friend's account. Okay, so your upline will be there where it says my upline. Okay, and that's as easy as that. Now, the second stage is if somebody asks you for your invite code, this is how you get it. You go back to your username, go to invite, click on invite now, and that's your invite code. That is the code that you give to your downline. Okay, so if somebody comes to you and says, do you know what? I trust you. I think you can help me. I would like you to be at my upline. That's the code that you give to them. Okay, it really is as easy as that, guys. All right, my video is on, isn't it? It is, yeah. Okay, so hopefully that's a straightforward process for you. Yeah, Buddykins has just posted the tutorial in the chat box. So by all means, click on that, but save it for later for after this call. Okay. I do believe we will hopefully have a couple of questions at the end of this as well. Now, Deborah, would you like me to go through the basics of the game plan now, or do you want to do that? How do you want to take the next part of this call?
We're doing the basics because Jonah hasn't really done the official presentation. So we won't be able to offer a presentation as such, but it's just a touch base of the highlights of what is actually there on the PDFs.
Okay, so I think the most important one will be the TFA, yeah?
Yeah. So one PDF we're doing is just the TFA.
Okay, let me open it on screen if I can find it. How do we get these up, Sarah? Sound on documents from my computer. I thought it was screen. Just do a screenshot. Open it up and do a screen cap. It won't let me because I'm recording. Okay, I've got the game plan up. Just bear with us, guys. I will get there. Because I'm recording, I can't minimize. Just a minute, let me go to that way around it then. Okay, I need the TFA. Here we are. Okay, I found it. Where is that? Share. Okay, Deborah, can you see that's not the one, that is the TFA, yes. Okay, we've got the TFA up. Can you see it?
Oh yes, yeah, the TFA.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. I haven't used Zoom for so long, and I've got to be honest, guys, I'm waiting to get into MySpace, and I've been busy using that, so it's all different. Okay, welcome to Daoversal, to the evolution of the DAO-T ecosystem. This is the introduction to the new Daoversal 2 TFA, Targeted Financial Assistance. So what we're going to do, guys, we're just going to skim over the top of this, explain it best we can at the moment. Jonah is going to be doing, more in-depth explanation on this process, but we do know the basics. So let's just go through this. We all know how the TFA worked previously, and there's some similarities. But what we can tell you at the moment is there will be eventually pack A, B, C, and D. But at the bottom, just bear with because I'm getting messages here that I can't see. Okay, yeah. Okay, I've got to try and can't get my Zoom window back up. Here we are. Was it Dorian? Okay, there you go, Dorian. Hopefully you can see that now. And then back to the window. Trying to find my shared window. Okay, can you see the TFA? Yeah, okay. Right, guys, sorry about that. Technical glitch in the background. Okay, let's get back to it. So we've got pack A to D. These are the end game, not what's available right now. Now, what we'll be looking at is once things open up and everything, there'll be pack A and pack B available. And that will be 2000 DC and 5000 DC, much the same as the 2K and the 5K pack that we had previously. Okay, charging rate will be, or release rate would be 0.06% per day on both packs. Now, one thing that I want to get clear is the charging of 30% and 100%, which we all knew about earlier in the previous Daoversal 1, will not take effect in Daoversal 2. Okay. Once the TFA packs have been bought and activated, you will receive a daily reward. I think it'll be within 24 to 48 hours. Okay. But there will be no 30% before you receive any withdrawal from that. Okay. So that's a big, great stuff. Okay. That's something great about it. Okay. The thing not so great about it that people may not be too happy about, but there are reasons for this, is there will be requirements to activate those TFA packs. Now, this is all explained in the game plan, the TFA plan, everything. Yeah, so these are available for the members to see, but I'll quickly go through them. The first step to activating any TFA pack would be a staking requirement of 500 DAO-T. Now, before anybody jumps down my throat or chops my head off, guys, even I can't do this yet. Okay, so I'm going to explain this a little bit once I've gone past this presentation. I'll explain it at the end. But this is one of the requirements to activate a TFA pack, a requirement to stake 500 DAO-T. The next requirement is not as bad as people think. It's a deposit of 100 DAO-T to the DAO bets part of Daoversal 2. There's no actual requirement to play them, those 100 DAO-T, and gamble them. Simply to activate the TFA pack, all you are required to do is actually deposit them. Okay, to deposit 100 DAO-T onto the DAO bet site. You don't have to play them. Should you want to play them, you can speed your TFA pack up. But we'll go into that in more detail when we've got that okay and full understanding from Jonah. Okay, so that's the basics of the TFA pack. The end product is a 2000 pack pays out 2000 DAO-T. Okay, now don't forget, guys, if the value of DAO-T increases to $4, okay, and if the user has already claimed 500 DAO-T from those withdrawals, then that 2000 pack will be finished, because $4 at 500 DAO-T would be your 2000 equivalent. Okay, so this is where it's completely different to Daoversal 1's version of the TFA, because now we're looking at the value of DAO-T, not the value of RC and DU. Now, this is where it is vital that you guys keep in contact with us, with your upline, so that we can work with you to help you to understand the DAO-T, because the DAO-T is the governance token that makes everything work. Okay, if you don't understand how it works, you won't get the best out of this TFA pack. So this is what we need to understand and work together with, guys. Okay. So bottom line is, how many TFA packs can we have? Now disregard the C and D, because they will come at a later date should we develop the platform enough to support Pack C and Pack D. Okay. To begin with, we're looking at Pack A can be bought twice. Pack B once. Now, I do believe that's one at a time, not two at the same time. But again, guys, we'll clarify that with Jonah. But ultimately, you'll be able to get two in total at some point, and one Pack B, one Pack C, and one Pack D in the future. Okay. Active status. Okay. What this refers to is the TFA packs will be active to begin with. Pack A will be, Pack B will be, Pack C and Pack D will be coming soon, like I said, should the platform develop enough liquidity to support Pack C and Pack D. Now, guys, this is reliant on us. This is what we're trying to get through to everyone. Okay. Now, the TFA accelerator to speed up the TFA, let me quickly go through this. Again, guys, we need more clarity off Jonah regarding this. But the basics are everybody that does the minimal requirements to start their TFA pack will be a VIP 1. That is to log in, and deposit 100 Dao. Remember, I said deposit, not to gamble. Okay, just to deposit. And then the TFA withdrawals become active. Okay. And don't forget your staking, the 500 staking, which is here, the staking requirements. Okay. But here we're talking about the VIP levels. Okay. Now, like we had a meeting with Jonah and he said VIP 6 will be nowhere near on our table for many, many months the way things are at the moment, because this is about sustainability. Nobody's going to hit VIP within the first 2 weeks. Believe me. We're looking at VIP 1 and possibly VIP 2 for those that are very, very hardworking, etc. Okay, but let's look at VIP 1 so that people can work towards just activating their TFA withdrawals, because we know how important that is in order to get that community to engage with us and move this platform forward. Guys, VIP 3, 4, 5, and 6 don't interest me at all. VIP 1 is what I want to work with you guys. That's what I want to work with. Because without VIP 1 for you guys, what's the point? Okay. So this is what we're focusing on. Okay. And there's an accelerator example at the bottom there. I'm not going to go into this, guys, because it's all there for you to read. And like Deborah said, we've got a lot of understanding of it that we've got to go through yet. But the very basics are there are changes, there are requirements, and those requirements are based on liquidity. Without the liquidity, there is no TFA. Now, we don't want that. We want the TFA. And the TFA is what we are relying on in order to help you guys and to help the whole community together. This is how important you are. This is not about me. This is not about Dorian or Deborah or Coach. This is about teamwork. And don't forget your upline as well. This is what we want to try and get through to you guys. Yeah, we all work together. There is no hierarchy as such. Okay. Now, Deborah.
Can I add
All
something
right.
to that?
Yeah,
You can
sure.
go
Add a
ahead.
bit to it before I move on, guys. Yeah.
Spoke to Jonah today because what I'm assuming is the members that are from London and the members from the United States may say, "Hey, General Kev, we cannot buy Doughty. My account doesn't have enough
That's
rewards in
right.
it exchange for the Doughty. How am I going to get that?" I was on the phone with the Daoversal people today, trying to solve that for the Londoners and the Westerners. A lot of us Westerners that we cannot go into open exchange and buy it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I said that's important because I've had people call me and say from the United States, Dorian, I'm going to buy $50,000 worth of Dow T while it's at 27 cents or for whatever it's at right now, and in anticipation of it going up as people play the game. And so I called Jonah this morning and I told him that he has no way of buying it. What are we going to do? So what they're doing right now is they're trying to create a DEX right now where we can swap a little bit. Now, we are needing Neo. Okay.
Mm.
I must be honest. Neo is kind of restricted at the moment until we're coming close to the point where I could talk to him. But uh, we're gonna. I say we because you are we. We're gonna fund the Dex account so we can swap some pound and or dollars for some Sol. So I think we're gonna start with Sol. So those of you that know what Sol is, it's the Solana network. If you can buy that, we should be able to. We're working on a solution to be able to swap Solana or Sol for Dow T. And we're close. And if we could do that now, I think we're going to be at a limit of about 10,000 a day. And that's to keep it legal. Because as you know, some people might have, and I have to say this, this is a no-no. Some people might have access to the DAO token, and they might set up a ring where they can take your money and swap it. I can tell you, you could get that person in huge trouble.
Yeah.
And I just want to get that out of the way while it's on recording. That's why we were having a conversation, because this guy, he had money, he wants to buy it, and he really cannot. And if anybody steps in and buys it for him,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, it'll shut us down. Okay. Um, uh, now, so we're working on that. Um, the token is still relatively low. Those of you that can buy the token, think of it like a discount, because the company does not want to move fast. They want to move steady. And so, in other words, they were controlling me a bit because they know I'm crazy. I'll start with like $1,000 and I'll go from that to God knows what I will do. Okay. I have no filter for my risk tolerance. So they were like, Dorian, you can't do that. I was like, oh, okay. I can't, because if I do whatever I was planning to do, and I could blow up the system. Now Dow T's at $4 a pop, and we need to keep it at the discount. Some people are going to complain. It's bad that Dow T is down low. No, it's actually good, so you can afford it, because now it's not. You can get 100 Dow T for. It's not going to cost you $100. It's like $40. Okay. Uh, when the buyers start coming in and they're there, the buyers are around me. You understand? They, holding them back is not easy because they're just as crazy as I am. So, we're trying to get the masses to just do a little bit. I must add, the dressing the pig part is also to address the members that may not be able to get the Dow T. Like you don't have two nickels to rub together. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that you might say, I'm not putting another dollar in, right? And then you got this black guy with a cap saying you need to buy Dow T, and you're like, Dorian, I left it all on the table. I don't have a dollar. And then so what I'm gonna promise you is I've already got a plan for you. The question is, does my plan work? Okay. I think of it like being like a mad scientist. I don't know yet. It looks like it worked. Okay. It looks like it works where some people that may not be able to get two nickels to rub together by Dow T may be able to work something out where you are playing the game, because and maybe I fund you, in sort of way, and because if and some people say, we're doing, where does that money come from? Me doing crazy stuff. It was it was it was a good thing that Trump won the election. A lot of people say, but Trump's this, Trump's Hitler, Trump's whatever. But my bank account didn't care about Hitler or somebody that touched a woman. My bank account said, you don't have enough money. You need the guy in office that's going to remove restrictions that allows opportunity. Well, I was able to take advantage of some opportunities. So because of that, as I talked to Daoversal about some things I can do, that it may open some doors for some of you to actually at least be able to start when you wouldn't likewise be able to. So those of you that have a community of said people that, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is, sometimes the truth hurts and sometimes the truth is violent, but it's the truth. You just don't have money. You can't rub two nickels together. If that's you, I am fighting for you, and I'm trying to use my money. I'm trying to use VC money and I'm selling you already. What I'm telling them about the people that don't have two nickels is they are the company, and you got to buy them. And if you buy them, that's going to mean X. So everything's not for free. Okay, so I'm selling you. So listen to Kev and Sergeant and Deborah and get your upline and listen to Kev and Deborah and look at the TFA and start looking at the game. And if you can't rub two nickels together, I'm trying to get your two nickels. So, but when I get your two nickels, please do what Kev says. Please.
This is the problem. I was talking to my group on Discord this afternoon, Dorian, and this is the one of the complications that I was explaining to them, because on one hand we want to increase the value of DAO to please our members, but on the other hand, to make the platform work, we need to keep it low so that people can afford to buy it. These are some of the crazy solutions that we've got to come up with. How do you do it? You can only keep one happy and then the next. Do you know what I mean? So we are facing these problems head on, guys, head on. And this is what we're saying about everybody. Now that you're understanding the problems that we're facing and being a major part in the solution, then we can move forward. Without a good solution, nobody moves forward because there is nothing. Okay, simple as that. Okay, Deborah, did you want to add anything to that before I bring up the basic game plan?
Yes. All right. On your TFA, that screen that has that portion that has the requirement, can you pull that up, please?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, it was back there, wasn't it? This one?
That one. And then it says
Staking requirement. One.
Yeah, this one. Yes, the packages. All right. What I wanted to just add on my side regarding this section, members must understand, and we have to emphasize that the speed up in Daoversal 1.0 and the one that is introduced for the DAO T, those are completely different. Completely different. We can't even compare it. It's two separate worlds. This DAO T we are introduced to does not work according to the one we were using previously. This one features more on the token, whereas before we were using the USDT and the DU.
Yeah.
Now we know the DU is locked internally in Daoversal. But for someone to receive an amount from the DU was pegged with the USDT. But that was not a permanent pegging. It was temporary. Daoversal did it and it was temporary. Now we are on the token DAO T, which means what we are looking at is the value where everybody will receive their recoveries and their revenue in terms of what they are staking or utilizing other products which are in Daoversal 2.0. The speed up in the way the people are looking at it, they're looking at it in terms of counting longer because they're counting according to the previous version. But here, the speed up is on the value itself. So for some people that were passive, I would make an example. For some people that were passive on the previous one, they were counting 1 year, 8 months to finish a TFA, doing nothing, just charging. But on an active status with this version, a person is able to complete a TFA within 3 months, within 6 months, and so on and so on. it varies according to the value of the token.
Mm-hmm.
Also, previously, the people that were on a speed up on multiple land stakings, some people were taking 3 months to complete a land. Some people were taking 6 months to complete a land. But this is totally different. Totally different in a sense that in the staking model that is introduced now, a member is allowed to do staking for 1 month, staking for 3 months, and so on and so on. Which means if you do the staking for 2 months and the value of the DAO T surges to 6, whatever that staking for the 2 months is, you get a better value on the surge. So that is how it works. So it doesn't work according to the traditional, I would say, longer version. It's actually quicker. So people must not have a mindset of 1 year, 2 years to finish a TFA. That's no longer the case. It's actually very quicker, but the community must influence the momentum of the token. That is why the staking is now a primarily an angle for everyone to tackle the movement forward. So that is what I wanted to clarify. There's a huge difference.
Now, you're absolutely correct there, Deborah. It's based around the value of DAO T now. And we can only keep highlighting the fact that members need to understand that the whole platform is based on the value of DAO T. Just to add to that as well, don't think that it's only staking that is going to add to the value of DAO T. It was only, I think, 3 days ago that I was in a meeting. I do believe it was about a 3-hour meeting with Jonah regarding MySpace. And we're still coming up with more ideas with MySpace, that what we're going to be integrating into MySpace to help with the value of DAO T. But like I've just demonstrated, we've got to fine tune that so that one doesn't surge it in value that could be detrimental in another area of the platform. Okay, so this is what we're facing, guys. Yeah, the only way that you're going to understand is by keeping in touch with your upline, keeping in touch with these calls so that we understand each other and the way forward. Okay, Deborah, did you want me to bring up the game plan now just to touch on that?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, I think we have game plan. Okay, can you see it there, Deborah? I think I've got the right one up now, yeah?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, guys, same again. We're going to skip across the surface of the game plan because, as Deborah explained, Jonah is going to be able to explain this at a later date, hopefully not too far in the future. Regarding the earning strategy and everything that the new game plan involves. Basically, the main part of it is the value of DAO T, like we've just explained. There are things still to be ironed out, and one major part of this call is to again highlight the fact that as we move forward, as we evolve and open up Daoversal 2.0, we all have to understand that as it unfolds, we will come across problems that need fixing. Okay. And one of them I can see straight away here. It says the DAO T staking value is from 1 to 3,500. That's your first value of staking on the website. Now, I can quite categorically tell you that that is false on the website for a start because it says 250 to 3,500. We can give you the information that it should be from one Doughty. Jonah confirmed that last night. Now, because it's the weekend, it might take till Monday for the tech team to adjust that. So, as you can see, guys, we've got the finger on the pulse regarding everything that's launching with Daoversal 2.0. Okay, so bear with us. Okay, so you've got different values of staking. Okay, with daily earnings, 50% APR, etc., etc. Let me see what there is that we can cover. Okay, platform, there's a spelling mistake here, look. Okay, platform price protection mechanism. There was another mistake that we pointed out here. It says when staking, users have the option to pay a 3% insurance premium to safeguard the principal value of their initial staked amount against price fluctuations for a 30-day period. Okay, that's another error because it's not an option. It's calculated in every staking mechanism. Okay, so if you're staking, that is calculated into that automatically. It is not an option. Okay, so that needs repairing as well. Okay, platform bonus multiplier Doughty. Okay, now I haven't been through this fully, but what you can do, you can read through this yourself. It is publicly available, but it does show that the bonuses are paid out as a different structure to Daoversal 1. These are paid out on a network, as in your uh, community, your level 1, level 2. That's the way I believe it works now. As I say, guys, we've been extremely busy. We're just going over the surface of things to show you the guys that we're on Daoversal 2 now, not Daoversal 1. Things have changed, and those changes are necessary in order to create the liquidity and to make this platform sustainable. Okay. There's also team building strategy from level 1, V1 to V6, and they're based on your level 1 and level 2 in your downline, like we was explaining before. All the information is in this game plan. Always best to read through it yourself and ask your upline. This is the importance of your upline member so that you can ask them questions. If they're unsure, they can come to ask their upline, etc. Okay, so to reach a level 1, the request is to personally stake a combined value of $300 in Doughty, with a team performance totaling $20,000, and your earnings will be 10%. Like I said, guys, we're starting off slow. We're only going to be looking at level V1 for a start because this is a brand new platform, a brand new mechanism. There's nobody going to be flying ahead of anybody because this is about a community working with each other, because everybody is a vital part of moving forward in this. This is how Daoversal 2 is not going to be like Hyper. It's not going to be like Daoversal 1. Dorian's explained this, okay? I'm not going to go any deeper into this game plan, guys, because it's going to confuse me as well as it's going to confuse you. The main part of it is the staking will be from one Doughty, so don't get confused with that. It will be available for all members, even with one Doughty. The 3% insurance is not an option. That will be factored into any of your staking. Okay. There was one other point in the back office, and I can't remember what it was. Deborah, can you? There was another error.
Um,
Um,
do not.
can't remember.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dorian.
Guys, do not use the conversion feature yet.
Bingo. Thank you. That's it. The most important one. Do not use the internal exchange for anything. Thank you, Dorian. That's exactly what it was. The most important one. It's not in the game plan. That's why I didn't remember. The internal exchange is not functional, and it won't be functional for approximately 30 days. Again, I'm not putting my head on the block for you guys. Approximately 30 days. Okay, there is a reason for that. Okay, anybody putting their RC or DU into that exchange will not see where it goes or what conversion rate it'll be, and it will be a damn nightmare to try and get it back. We're already seeing this. Now, guys, nobody's been advised to try and do an exchange yet, so please do not do it. And advise your downlines. Tell your downlines don't do it because it will create a major problem. And these sort of things will stop us from moving forward with this platform. Nobody wants to be delayed anymore. Okay, so we are begging you, please do not use that exchange until we have given you the all clear. And believe us, guys, you'll know about it. Just keep plugged in. Okay, Deborah, back over to you, my love. And is there anything else that you wanted to cover this evening?
Yes, it's just something very quick that I want to show to the members. On the account that you were using for the back office, I just need you to go back to that account and open the TFA menu, please.
Okay, just bear with. Do, 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 do. That would be assets TFA. Yeah. Okay.
TFA, yes. And then this account, does it have a TFA that was charging?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's reached 29.32%, so it's not quite 30. Good point. Good point, Deborah. This is an important
Yes,
point
yes,
that
yes,
Deborah's
yes.
going to help you with.
Yeah, it's very, very important. Yeah. Because I'm sure many people maybe might have not, seen the difference there. All right. So this member was on it. What percentage is it? 30 something or 20? Not
20,
30 is it?
29.32% is a charge rate.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just leave your cursor there. The difference here now is that we are seeing on this account, there's an old TFA that was charging, right? And as you can see on that one, it's a DU where there's a line, there's a DU, the token. And on that APK, AP2K, we have the DU still. Okay, the DU, which is what the member would recover. It's still sitting in DU. All right. And then the DP was the charging amount, right? For members to track their new TFA, I would ask General Kev to click on the DAO-T. Right. So there is a difference there for the TFA, the new TFA. You'll have to track it on the DAO-T. There's two things there. It's the DAO-T. So your records for the TFA in DAO-T, that is where you will click. So
Okay.
members must just take note of that difference.
Presumably, once this member has reached the 500 staking and the 100 to the DAO bets, that would then become active. Is that correct?
Yeah, once the requirement is done, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once the requirement is done, that is where they will track the DAO-T TFA.
Okay, so this is the old package that wasn't quite up to 30%. But we must stress that the requirement is not required anymore to get to 30 or 100%. That is null and void now, which will be reflected under the DAO-T tag once that's activated, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So meaning there's no charging. Charging was applicable on the previous one. The milestone was applicable on the previous one. So
Yeah.
for the DAO T, once a member does the requirements, then the TFA in DAO T will release, and whatever is accumulated, a member can withdraw, provided that the requirements are there. The system will detect the requirements.
Yeah.
All right, that's the last one I wanted to specify on my side.
Okay, most important. Now, Dorian and Deborah, are you okay to take a couple of questions if anybody's got any?
Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, we can. They can go ahead.
Okay, I can read a couple from the chat. Mabui, I would like to know if we need to deposit money from our pocket or we will be using money that is already on Daoversal. Deborah, there's one to get your head round.
Yes, I will answer that one. Okay. So for Dawati, she's actually, the members actually asking a question that we remember we were tackling in the meetings. Yeah, we were tackling that question in the meetings all around. Okay. So what happens is, to answer that, for someone to stake on the Dawati products, they will be using a Dawati token, which means they can either have a Dawati token from their stream flow for the amounts that were done on the pre-sale back in March to April, or someone will have an accumulation on their RCDU, and they will be converting that to Dawati in order for them to have Dawati amounts and then do the staking. If a person does not have those two amounts, the DURC exchange to RC or to Dawati or from the stream flow, then a person can also have some Dawati that is purchased on the exchange and bring that to Daoversal. But a person that does not have or is not holding any Dawati at this stage, then that person will have to bring in USDT and convert from the trade from the exchange, trading to Dawati, and then sending to Daoversal.
Yep.
That is what Neo explained to us. It's those three methods.
That's right on. And that's why the DEX exchange is important for us here in the West.
Okay, yeah, we've got that problem in the UK, USA, and we've had that problem since Daoversal, since Dawti was launched. It's been a nightmare. It really has. But this is something that Jonah's very aware of. And guys, you're the first to hear it. I didn't know that Dorian has been talking to Jonah about this over the last day or two. So guys, this is the importance. You're getting the information as quick as we are in some respects. So this is great to keep involved, yeah. Okay, has anybody else got any questions? Either pop them in the chat box or raise your hand and come on and ask them. Okay,
Which exchange? Mike, right now you can only buy Dawti on Bigot right now, but we're working on getting an exchange on DEX that the members out of London and the members out of United States can participate in buying the token.
okay, number one, what about persons with DC less than 75k? Will they never be able to get beyond the pack's ABCD amounts and forfeit the balance of their TFA? Then there's number two. So let me read that again, Dorian. What about persons with DC larger than 75k? Sorry, larger than 75k. Will they never be able to get beyond the packs A, B, C, and D amounts and forfeit the balance of their TFA? So packs above 75k.
Okay. And I should address this in the beginning. I remember in the beginning, I told you guys, Daoversal 1 failed. It failed. One of the reasons it failed is they had overzealous or unrealistic packages in the TFA. Another reason it failed is it had overzealous and unrealistic expectations of the West being active in Daoversal. They made a grave error in buying data, unfortunately, from Hyperverse, Hyperfund, Rare Satoshi, and whatever else. They bought a bunch of pissed off, aware people that didn't trust anything. We didn't even trust our own dog at this point. So, as I tried to tell another group this morning, as they were looking for X to support the TFA, they expected a part of the West to keep up with the Asian markets. Unfortunately, that did not happen. The Asian markets grew at a 14-to-1 rate. The Italian markets grew at a 4-to-1 rate. So what does that mean? The expectations that they needed to support the funding of the TFA failed miserably. And therefore, to go forward, guys, and I'm in this shape. Like I invested a lot in the old platforms. So my TFA is millions, not 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Out of the accounts, it's like 12 million. Okay, when you think about it. But in the new package, the $500,000 packages are gone because the company cannot pay the debt of all those failures. And it even be realistic. It can't do it. So my solution to that is we've got to accept the failure and then not make the same mistakes with overzealous, unattainable, unrealistic numbers. That's it. It's raw. As I tried to tell you in the beginning, Daoversal 1 failed. So we've got to accept it. And some of you won't. You got to go through a process. Try being me, okay? Try being you. It's hard. It doesn't feel good to admit that you failed. But as I told you in the beginning, if you quit, you actually really do realize to fail. I don't know how to quit. I just don't. It's not. I'd be dead if I quit. Like I'd be just dead. So if you see me not here, it'd be because I died. Well, I'm not dead, and I don't plan on dying. I just don't. I don't see myself dying. I got too much work to do, and I feel like you guys are counting on members that think like I think. And if I was alone, I would think, wow, this is going to take longer than I previously thought. But guys, I'm not alone. There's many of you that are like me. You can accept it. It hurts. You're going to be pissed off. You might have lost a leg, but some of us will put your leg back on. And you might be a hobbling monkey, but you will be a hobbling monkey fighting along us. So we're going to have to accept that it failed. Now, after you get through that misery, get up and let's do and find a way to win.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Dorian. I just want to move on. I don't want to keep it too long, sir. Number two question regarding that You pretty much answered, but I'll explain why. Number two was the slide with the TFA accelerator. What does that last column mean? And the example was the earnings 1.5x, 2x, etc. Does it mean it gets sped up and one can get 1.5x the TFA pack value? No, it doesn't. It means it speeds up the time that you get it back. So if your pack is 2000, it remains 2000, but you get it back quicker for the very reasons Dorian's just explained. Okay. The speed that you get it back will increase by 1.5x or 2x, not the value of the pack. This is the changes that have had to be implemented in order to get to where we are now. Otherwise, there would be nothing. Am I right, Dorian?
That'd be true. It's time is everything. We want our money faster. So if you want it faster, you can play the game and get it faster. It's that simple. Am I going to play the game? Yes. I want my money faster. So unfortunately, you got to put, in a nutshell, if you want to participate, you're going to need to put new money in.
Okay. Another question or a statement in the chat. I'm going to have to bring this one up because this one people need to be careful of. Somebody's put, for UK, we are able to buy on BitGet DAO wallet by buying Solana and swap to DAO token. I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have to put this correct. Legally, we are not. And I'll tell you why, guys. Me and Sarah were one of the last to be able to register legally with BitGet. Okay. We managed to get registered here within the UK. The very next day, the FCA stopped the UK from registering with BitGet. Okay. After that day, we were able to trade, like buy and sell DAO until I tried to use the futures side of my account. As soon as I touched the futures side, I got locked out. I got locked out. I couldn't even see the DAO that I had in my account. It disappeared. So I've got to put this in, guys. Look at the facts. And the facts are legally we won't, and you will lose your DAO to the BitGet exchange in the UK or the USA if you're not careful. So be careful. I'm sorry, who was it? Narcissa, because obviously you haven't come across that problem yet, but I have and Sarah has. And that your DAO, you will not see your DAO because once they realise that you're in the UK, yeah, we did the KYC the day before the FCA closed it to the UK. And even though we did our KYC, they shut the door and we can't see our DAO in that account now. So be very, very careful, guys, what you're doing. Okay. Mark B, that actually makes sense that there aren't 500k packages, maybe in the future, but not for now. Mark, that's exactly the way we need to think. Yeah. Because we are slowly tortoise speed into the future at the moment. The best thing that's happening at the moment is we're opening the platform. We should be celebrating that. Okay, but the middle column states 10% faster. It's the third column that's different. Okay, like I say, we'll have to go through this game plan with a tooth comb with Jonah to fully understand everything. At this part of the launch, we're not at that. All we're looking at is getting the members to understand the difference in the structure, the importance in the structure, and the way we're moving forward in order to get everybody on the button so they know what's happening. We're not looking at Daoversal 1 or the structure that was. We can't, because like we explained at the beginning of this call, we're just heading into the dike again. We're not prepared to do that. Dorian said, if you never hear from us again, we're dead. Simple as that. We're here till the end days, guys. Okay? We are here by hook or by crook. And I've got to be honest, guys, I don't know how we've done it, but we've done it. Now, Dorian, can I have 5 minutes to speak about MySpace?
Yes, sir. Please do. It's important.
MySpace. MySpace is going to be vital, absolutely vital in the future of Daoversal. And I'm not speaking about next week or next month. I'm speaking about the coming years. Okay. Now, as many of you know, MySpace has been the egg that I've been waiting to hatch. Okay. And believe it or not, me and my good lady wife here have got something beyond belief to open up in MySpace once it launches. Now, Jonah did say the other day we're hoping to be able to launch that within the next week. Okay. Again, I'm not putting my head on the block for anyone. I'm just passing the message on. We will require members to join us in MySpace. The point of MySpace is to support the value of DAO-T and to show VCs and investors what we are capable of. Mr. Dorian Saunders has been witness to what me and my wife are capable of. And believe me, guys, we're going to blow this out the window. Okay? We're taking this to the top. We have the ability to take this to the top and open this up to Web3 and what Web3 should be. Okay? You can forget YouTube and Zoom and Facebook and Twitter because MySpace is going to be the place to be. And we have the opportunity to be able to launch that and be the first. Okay? Like I've explained to my group and people that follow me, there will be tutorials every step of the way, A to Z, on what you need to do. And I'll make it the simplest way possible, guiding members along the way. But just be aware, guys, that everything that we do from here on in with Daoversal and MySpace will help us move forward. It will help the value of DAO-T. It will help the value of the VCs and the investors that are going to help move us forward. We can do this with the brains at the front. And believe me, guys, there's some people that just wouldn't fit in the jigsaw to take this forward. But the people that are putting this jigsaw together now, they're doing wonders. That's why we're here today. That's why Daoversal 2 is open, albeit minimal, it's open. Okay. I'm not going to say too much about MySpace because I've got a lot of work to do. But believe me, guys, once it's open, we're going to guide you every step of the way. Come and join us. Come and enjoy what we've got within Daoversal 2. Because what we can say is it's nothing like Daoversal 1. It's what we need to take Daoversal forward. Once we get that launched, this is a whole different game. Okay? Dorian, I think you can confirm that, can't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can confirm. And I agree with that message.
It's great stuff. We've got a big future to look forward to. We just need to piece everything together and move forward as one.
Yes.
Yes, Mark. Sorry, Mark's just put, so up until using the futures side, you were okay, Kev. Yes, Mark, that's right. As soon as I touched the futures side of that exchange, they blocked me. And that was it. I couldn't even see the futures side. They shut it down because that's the bit that the FCA won't allow in the UK. Right, guys, I'm going to pass it back to Deborah because we've been on the 1 hour 35 minutes and it's been an absolute blast. And I am so pleased that you guys have joined us. It's important that you do. Back to Deborah.
All right. Thank you so much, General Kev. I think a lot was covered today, but we are guiding the community and we will understand things a lot better as time goes.
Yeah.
But we need to work in unity. Unity is very important because unity will also help us to work progressively in the benefit of the vision for Daoversal 2.0. And then I must thank Dorian. Dorian, thank you so much for availing yourself. I know it's not only just today. Dorian has availed himself for continuous Zoom sessions. Right. So we will be scheduling meetings and we will work out the schedule. It's just there's quite a lot. He has to accommodate other regions as well, but he will be available maybe once a week for Africa, but we'll work out the schedule. We will work out the schedule. And I must thank the community that is here today. Engagement is very important. Engagement will move us forward, and engagement will build our business relationships. So we have a better scope on where we are going. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'm going to pass it to Dorian to just say his last bit, and then our meeting is just almost complete.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Deborah, General Kev, Coach. You guys have been going through a lot with for the community, and I'm in debt to you guys in a way. I feel that way. So I just want to say to you in front of the community that I appreciate you. There's nothing. We're not going to make it without members like you. So my task to the rest of you is, if you're in with us and you understand the vision, and you're willing and able and capable, WAC, willing, able, and capable to join us in this fight or this journey or path, whatever you want to call it, reach out. Sometimes we get tired. General Kev, Deborah, Coach, me, we got families, we got mothers, we got children. Some of us got grandbabies, and we need help sometimes. Well, we just need. I'm telling you, we need help. Not sometimes, but right now. Okay. And guys, in closing, I feel good. Like just like as a guy that was an athlete. Now that's my younger years. When you win, you feel it in here, in your core. You feel it before you win, in your core. You may be losing, but in your core, you're going to win. Guys, in my core, I don't have the answers. But right here, I feel fuzzy. I got the feeling behind my neck, and I know we're going to win. We're going to lose to some of you, but we're going to win. It's kind of like the fat coming off when you're doing push-ups or working out. The fat comes off, it's shaking off, but then it's like you're stronger. So guys, we might be losing some fat, but we're gonna we're gonna be in this. That's really all I got. And guys, I want to appreciate you, Kev, Deborah, Coach. You guys keep it up. I don't know where we'd be without you. So hats off to you guys.
Okay, Dorian, many thanks for that. Right, guys, many thanks for turning up this evening. Hopefully it won't be too long before we call another meeting. We don't know when that'll be yet, but we hope to make them as regular as possible. You've seen today the dedication of the leaders that are going to take this forward with your help. Okay, we're here for you. You know that. You have our word. Okay, you take care. You enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye for now.
Bye. Bye, everyone.